Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are. We've just made it to the lake. We got the kayak in the water. We're about to go see what we can get done. You guys can probably hear that. Those are cicadas. They are laying dead everywhere in the parking lot, and I'm sure that if I go near any one of these trees, they're probably all over them. But I'm very excited because this is two different hatches of cicadas that are all coming out at the same time. This only happens every 213 years, which is insane because we literally won't be alive when this happens again, but I get to go participate in the potential bite that's going to happen. But we're at a boat ramp that I've actually never put in at, on an area of the lake that I've never fished. I've had this marked on Google Earth for a long time and it just never come out here and fished it. And I pulled a John Dalton this morning for absolutely certain and said, I want to go try something new at a new place that I've never gone, and we're going to see what happens. And so that's what's going to happen today, and I'm very, very excited about it. So without further ado, let's go see if the cicadas are causing any sort of bite, because the birds are definitely chasing them everywhere, and let's go have some fun. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. We got our sandwich, we got our keys, we got our water. I'm set. I can stay out here all day now. Alright guys, let's get after this thing. I didn't bring a ton with me today. I did bring a special rod with me though, just for the potential that the cicada bite is happening, which I'm excited about. I'm excited to show you the rod first of all, but I'm also excited about the potential of the bite. But wind's blowing a little bit, water's 68, which is actually pretty dang on good. So yeah, we got our motor in the water. Let's go see. I've got a particular area that I want to go check out first. It's right here. It's essentially a creek that runs out of the mountains and runs into this lake that we're on, and I've heard things about the creek that it's a really awesome place to go fish. And so we're gonna go see if the stories are true, if the legends are real, which I believe they are. And if we see any cicadas today, I'll make sure and pick them up and show them to you guys. Little dudes are fascinating creatures, to say the least. They are born to breed and die and pretty much act as food to a lot of different things. Bass, possums, coons, the whole nine. So also wind's blowing today, which is going to make it feel awesome outside. But send it. Alright, so this isn't exactly where I wanted to be, but I couldn't pass up the opportunity to fish these lily pads right here. I don't know if there's any fish in them, but they look good. I'm going to toss a coal shad on the edge of them. Oh, there was one. There was one. Hit it hard too. Followed it up. I don't understand why these fish are not eating this coal shad. That is the second one that's done that. And that was a freaking 5-pounder. Like, they're just running up and like knocking it. Like, they're not opening their mouth. Like, that fish never opened its mouth. Golly. Got him. Of course the little one gets it. Of course the little one gets it. Ooh, buddy, what happened to you? What happened to you? You got it too, bud. There we go. Little bitty guy. Of course, a little bitty guy got it. Buddy. Pissed off at the world. Pissed off at the world. That was fun. Alright, guys. There's cicadas right there on the water. I don't want to get too close to that though, because I mean that's 2 bites out of these lily pads. But there's the first one of the day on the coal shad. I don't know why that big one couldn't get in its mouth, but obviously the little one cracks it. It's just the funniest thing to me. I've never seen anything like it. A fish eat something, get something almost completely in its mouth, and somehow a treble hook doesn't get them, but those little ones eat it, and you gotta get the pliers out on them. But that was a fun bite. I'll show you the cicadas. There's cicadas. I'll show you some cicadas today. They're freaking everywhere. So I want to catch that one though. It's good to know that fish is there. I'll come back later today and see if we can get it to bite. But this wind is blowing down the edge of these lily pads here. I'm sure if I had a frog or something with me, which unfortunately I didn't bring one with me, I could probably throw it in them lily pads and get a bite. Using these things because it's just a big like sand flat right here. And like there's a bunch of laydowns and logs like laying on it, but I don't know where any of them are at. They're kind of random. Like I'll just be like motoring along and see one, and so it's not super effective for me to try to do that because you've already ran over a lot of them before you realize you're over the top of them. Where with this, you have like a hard to find, you know, edge that you can fish that these fish will want to live around and want to sit on. Yeah, they're living on these lily pads because it's just a big piece of cover, oxygenator, and a bunch of different things that are going to hold these fish here. So all right, well, there's 2 bites. Missed one, but I just had to shoot over here. Where we're actually going is around this point right up here, and so we'll come back to this here in a little while. It's very interesting to me, to say the least. I mean, of course it's interesting, especially in the fact that I just missed about a 5-pounder and then had that other one bite. So fish are using it. That's what we like. Here is a cicada. If I can grab it. Where are you? Here's a cicada. There they are. That is what is making all the noise and what is feeding the bass and the bluegills and everything. That's a cicada. So you guys can see they're smaller body than like your normal jar fly, and that's because these are the brood XX or brood XI or something. I don't know. It's the ones that are every 17 years. But there you go. That's them. Wild little critters, to say the least. Wild little critters, to say the least. Realized I forgot my net. You don't want to forget your net when you're hooking them like that. Heck yeah. Heck yeah, guys. Alright guys, there you go. 4.5-pounder on the coal shad. Look at this. Look at this. I didn't even see that. He had a cicada in his mouth, and that cicada's trying to crawl out of his mouth. That is crazy. Put that thing back in there so he can have that. That's awesome. Let's get this fish back. There she is. Come on, baby girl. Yeah, there she goes. Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you, honey. There you go, guys. There's a good fish. That's a good bite. Smoked that coal shad. So we're gonna keep the coal shad in our hands for a few minutes. Obviously, that was freaking fun though. It's the kind that you definitely want. I just realized I left my net in the truck like a dummy. I went to grab my net and my net wasn't there because my net's in the truck. So yeah, we got that one in the boat though. We can deal with that. It'll be fine. We don't well, we probably need our net, but you know, this coal shad normally sticks them pretty good. But yeah, that was a good fish. That was a good bite. She definitely didn't headbutt it. She came out, mouth fully open, engulfed that thing, ate it like she meant it, and that's what we want. That was fun. We got a lot of creek to go up too, so yeah. The cicada thing was crazy though. That fish had a cicada in its mouth and was trying to eat it. I mean, these fish are definitely, I mean, it shows you how big, like a fish like that, you know, that's a 4.5 pound largemouth. I mean, just that big old mouth, that big old head. Obviously can eat things like a cold shad. I mean, it can eat anything that it wants to as far as bait fish or whatever, and it will choose to eat those bugs when they're readily available because they're easy to eat. I mean, it's just such an easy meal for them. But we're gonna keep easing our way back up in this creek. It goes a long way back up in here, and I've turned my electronics off actually, just to turn them off, just so that we are making the least amount of noise that we possibly can. Probably not going to use my motor a lot either, and I don't know if that helps or if it doesn't, but I feel like to stay as natural and as kind of non-intrusive as possible. You know, make really good presentations with this coal shad, you know, skipping it, trying not to disturb too much water, and just, you know, really kind of presenting this bait in a subtle way. I think that's what's going to get bites in this creek, because this creek is very, very clear, as you guys can see, and so these fish can see from a long way off, and so we are going to have to be quiet and going to have to be stealthy so that we can get these fish to bite. At least that's my belief on it. So yeah, let's keep going. That was fun. Whew. That's a big one. That's a big one. That's a big one. That's a big one. Here they come. Here they come. Wow. I just had 2 5-pound plus fish come after that coal shad and not eat it. That was another one probably as big as that one we just caught. And then there was another one with it, a little bit smaller, probably about a 3-pounder. Damn, man. Well, let's keep fishing. I mean, the thing is I don't know how much time to spend on that. You know what I mean? Like, obviously they came up, they were curious, they tried to, didn't, and so, I mean, for me, I think you just keep going, right? You know, you just keep going, and hopefully those fish are there when you come back through. Maybe throw a wacky rig or something like that. I mean, that's my plan. Definitely toss a wacky around a little bit on the way back through. But all right, guys, well, we have had 3 or 4 big followers. This water is just so clear. These fish, they want to follow things and not eat them. That obviously, that one fish was in, you know, in that shade line, and that's ended up probably what made that fish actually want to eat. And so we've got some guys ahead of us here. Honestly, I don't even know how they got back in here with that boat. Must have pulled me and taken a boat that's not supposed to be in a place and put it in a place. Alex is good at that, so I can't say much. But so we're gonna let them have it. We're gonna work our way kind of back down towards where we started. Throw the chopper a little bit, see if we can get some fish to blow up on it. I had one follow it out and not eat it, but the thing is with these shade lines, if I can get one to get aggressive with it, maybe I can get one to put in a boat. But I missed 1, 2, 3 that were all probably 3.5, 4 pounds. So yeah, we just gotta stay after it. There's about a 6-pounder cruising right there, and I figured out what these guys were doing. You guys can probably see that shad on the bottom. Those guys were live bait fishing. These fish are so wary. Right there he goes, swimming. Quick. I probably will turn on this coal shad. I'll probably follow it, to be honest with you. Oh, there he comes, following it right out. And it's definitely interested. I mean, it wants it, but it's just not going to eat it. Here he comes. You can probably see him right behind it. Right there he is. I tell you guys can probably see him right there. Funny how they'll fall up, but he won't eat it. There he comes again. Oh, come on, he bit it. He just bit it. He just bit it. God, these fish are so wary, but if I can get this fish to eat, the freaking big one. I don't know where that fish just went. He seemed interested, now I've lost him. Got him right there. Baby bass. Way more natural of a color. Make it to eat. There we go. Freaking big and too. Freaking biggin. That's a freaking biggin. That is a freaking. Oh my god, it just came off. Are you shitting me? I never felt that fish bite. There's another one. That was big too. There's one trying to take it out of his mouth. Oh my god, there's a bigger one trying to take it out of his mouth. There's a third bigger one trying to take it out of its mouth too. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Got that one. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. There's one in there trying to take it away from this one too. There's a whole school of them. Oh my gosh, there's a school of them this big. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Look at that one, guys. It's a freaking good one. That's awesome. Get that one back. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Okay, let's get another bait back in there because there's fish in there that want to eat. It's crazy to me how those fish, I mean, they use these shade lines, right? I mean, that's what they're doing. They use these shade lines because they ain't got eyeball or eyelids like we do. They can't put on a pair of sunglasses. So they use these shade lines just to get out of the sun and use it as an ambush point. There's another one. That's a smallmouth. Heck yeah. A quality little smallmouth. Heck yeah. But it's just amazing to me how you have like 4 or 5 of them all in there together like that. I mean, like when we hooked that one, there was 3 just as big as he was came out with it. That's a smallmouth though.